What's up, industry? This morning we're going to be working the high jerk. The purpose of the high jerk is to gain strength and confidence in the split jerk or the push jerk. So what we're doing with this movement is isolating the last component of it. So essentially what's happening is the bar is starting sort of mid-forehead. From here, there's going to be no dip underneath the bar. We're simply going to be driving underneath the bar from this position. So what I want you to do is imagine a short ceiling right here that isn't going to allow you to press this bar up. I'm going to be driving underneath it. So a couple things we want to talk about in terms of starting position. First thing is the position of the bar. So like I said, it's the last portion of the split jerk. So we're going to position this bar somewhere around mid to upper forehead. Okay? So we're going to start there. Next thing we're going to talk about is our grip on the bar. So with the grip, we want to make sure that the bar is in the strong part of the hand. So as close to the wrist as possible. That way, when we're exerting energy into this bar, it's going to be moving in an upward position, which is what we want it to be doing. Sometimes starting back in the fingertips here, that bar doesn't actually start to move right away. So just position your hand in such a spot so that we're driving right into the bar. Lastly is the position of the elbows. Want the elbows to be out on a 45-degree angle right here. Okay, so the bar is going to be upper forehead, elbows are out. We don't want them in too far, out at 45 degrees. In terms of footwork, like I mentioned, there's going to be no dip. Okay, so we're simply driving underneath the bar. It's important to talk about the position of the split in the finish. In the finish of the split, you can sort of mark your footwork by getting down into a lunge. Okay? Notice here that the bottom portion of my shin is underneath the knee. In the back, the femur is underneath the hip. What I'm going to do here is just come out of this in a quarter position. Okay? Shin stays below the knee. A little bit of angle in the femur, some flex in the knee, and I'm on the toe of the back foot. From the front, one thing you want to make sure is that you don't walk the tightrope in the split. Okay, so a lot of times you see people split and the feet actually finish too narrow, okay, and there's no stability there. So make sure that we're finishing nice and wide, so we've got lots of stability in the base. Next, we want to talk about the overhead position. It's crucial with this movement. You want to make sure that you're driving your head through the arms so that you're finishing with the bar midline, okay? Don't force this position if your shoulders don't have the mobility. Ask your coach on how to attain more ability through the shoulder. Elbows have to be extended and the shoulders have to be active in order to efficiently support weight over your head. So own that weight once it gets overhead, okay? No flex in the elbows, don't relax the shoulders. I'm thinking about pressing this weight up all the time. Lastly, we want to make sure that the torso is finishing over top of the hips so that this weight is effectively supported overhead. Any deviation in the angle of the torso, forward or back, is going to cause us to either bail out the front or back. Okay? So the high jerk, the way this is going to look, starting with a PVC pipe to warm it up. I'm going to start with this bar, like I said, somewhere between the middle portion of my forehead and the upper portion of my head. From here, I'm dropping underneath the bar, catching it in a good solid split. Correction of the footwork, I split the difference. The front foot comes underneath the hip, the back foot comes underneath the hip. Okay? Common fault here is people complete a great looking split jerk, and then they bring that back, the front foot, all the way to the back. Or vice versa, they bring that back foot all the way to the front. To efficiently correct this, you split the difference. So the front foot comes underneath the hip, the back foot comes underneath the hip. I bring it down to the hang, set it down nice and safely. Okay, so again, barbell finishing mid portion of the forehead, upper portion of the forehead, no dip, drive underneath, bring it down and down to the ground. So that's the high jerk. It's going to help you gain efficiency and strength in your split jerk. Have a good time today. See you around the gym.
60 minutes, 1 hour to give it your absolute all. But it's not what you do in those 60 minutes during the game. It's what you did before the game to prepare. It's what you did in practice. It's how much dedication you put in during the off season. Did you hit the party or did you hit the weights? Did you run your mouth or did you run the stairs? Did you treat your last set like it was your first? What were your meals like? Did you eat grilled chicken or did you have French fries? What were your practices like? Did you sprint through the finish line or did you slow down just before? You see, the game is won way before you're under those lights. It's won in the weeks and months and years leading up to your matchup. It's how much film you've watched. It's how many plays you've read. It's how you've studied your opponent in and out to know his every move. So you've got one question to ask yourself before you walk out that tunnel. Did you prepare like you were the best, or are you just winging it?